Welcome back. We are discussing Young India and its problems. Well, yes, on one level we can say failing education system, be it higher education, primary we begin with, and while we were in this break I was just discussing with Bhodajit, in fact all of us, and very correctly he says we do not have our teachers as something that we don't look up to. We don't have mentors.
That's true. I mean, you know, when I was in school, I had a couple of teachers. I'm not saying everybody, but I had a couple of teachers who I'd look up to, in the sense that they would mentor us. They would say, yeah, like, I got into the habit of reading books because of one teacher. And I'm very grateful to him for that. You know, those things don't happen today. How many people are going to actually, like this teacher of mine, what he had done was, he told us a story from one of these Agatha Christie books when we were in class 7. And he didn't complete the story. He said, now read this book and find out.
Yeah.
You know, that got us hooked on.
Would you say that we don't lack teachers as well? I mean, other than education, of course, and the way everything is on the internet, yeah, students are smart, you know, but somehow the teachers are not being able to cope with that.
You know, there's a great kind of feeling, a contradiction to that is that these days students are only, you know, looking for two things. One is, if attendance is an issue, they want full attendance, or if marks is an issue, they are looking for marks. So that's only one thing. They don't want to, you know, create an kind of thing that the overall personality development, that is also one of the biggest issues. And what he's saying, I just want to add to it is that if we are talking about skill empowerment and things like that, not only teachers as mentors we want, but if you look about the you know, syllabi of let it be of CBSE or some other educational institutions, we have certain you know, papers at the school level for empowering the skills of all those children. But due to lack of infrastructure, due to lack of teachers, we are, you know, ending up everything. And at the end, if a class 10 student or a 10+2 student has to get a mark sheet, in that there is a paper called as work experience, and you don't have, you know, teachers, you don't have infrastructure, you don't have labs. So how we are empowering the students? The person is even, you know, unable to change a bulb in the house. So he's not equipped at all. And for all these kind of things, we want, you know, people good at, you know, doing plumbery work, carpentry, electrical work and things like that. But at our, you know, at the beginning stage, we are killing that kind of thing because of all these kind of things. Lack of infrastructure, lack of teachers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to get on. You know, when you are looking at Young India, when you're looking at a population which is in numbers and millions, we need to look after them as well.
Absolutely.
So where are we looking after them as far as healthcare is concerned, as far as school is concerned, as far as, you know, so many, I mean, industry, okay, doesn't know what to do, which you were just saying a short while ago, is at a loss because they don't have skilled labor. So how do you actually...
So, you know, I would like to bring home the macro view. We've just seen the union budget. We know there is a minimal increase in healthcare budget. And we also know there is a minimal increase in education budget, which you know, which is really not going to make all that difference. Plus, that money, where is it going? It's going into either building more schools. So we know that there are going to be 6,000 schools at the local levels coming up. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan has to take off, so there is loads of funding there. So the government is putting in lots of money. But there is a clear gap where we are not having teachers in any of these institutes that are coming up. We don't have teachers available. Leave alone privileged schools like where most of us or our children are going to, where, you know, we have issues on teachers not being mentors. There aren't any teachers. So looking at it in a macro manner, I would say that teaching in itself is not an aspirational career. People don't look forward to being a teacher. So whether you're a teacher at a primary school or a private school, or if you are a teacher at a government school, you're not proud of being a teacher. So there are multiple policy level you know, things that one needs to look at. Does India really feel proud of the teachers, the teacher community? I'm not sure if we are there. So if as a teacher I'm not very proud, I'm just doing a job, plus I have multiple issues of not getting my salary on time, or you know, the government not taking care of my own you know, benefits that I'm entitled to.
You know, yes, that is one, that is a huge issue. I don't know when we are going to get that. But Bhodajit, when you were a student, okay, you're fortunate you had parents who helped you through education. But did you look at loans?
I did. While I went abroad, I did take a loan. I wanted a much bigger loan, but I wasn't ready. You know, there wasn't collateral that I wanted to give out. So I took a 7.5 lakh rupee loan, which is the you don't have to show any collateral for that. But then if you look at it that way, 7.5 lakhs for a 3-year course is not going to get you very far, even in India, forget say in the UK where the prices are far higher.
Yeah.
So there is a policy lapse in that. I feel it's not like we won't pay back. We will pay back. I mean, we're not going to, you know, I mean, I remember when I went it was one of these nationalized banks, because they basically give us a better deal. They said that they actually made me take a life insurance, saying that a lot of people go abroad and then feign they're dead and things like that, and then they don't return the money.
Oh,
so
okay.
So I mean, there is a policy lapse.
You know, yes, you know, that's what the whole system, like we say, we can't say to a large extent. At this moment, India has seen corruption at its peak. I mean, I don't know how the young India views it, but you know, do you think it's just a corrupt nation, or are we going to look at a change? Of course, we have a whole lot of young leaders now. Akhilesh Yadav has been voted into power. So do you feel there will be a change finally?
Well,
because policies yes. are, you know.
Well, definitely yes, because you know, every young person, you know, who comes into the system, there is a change in the system. You know, like if I know there is something which has been going, you know, and this is how things have been going for so long, and a new system has been, if a young person has been introduced, the system obviously changed.
So there would be a slight vote and change. Would you agree with that?
Definitely. You know, we have to start from the this politics kind of thing. We have to start from the college and the university level, where there are, you know, campus unions and things like that.
Yeah, you know,
and people start, you know, young students start participating into that kind of thing. And definitely all these young people should make a career in politics if they really want to change.
If they want to bring about better policies. Do you think young people should be involved in policy making?
Yeah, definitely. Why not? If you talk about Indian youth policy, we have a policy which was made in 2003. And it was supposed to be, you know, reframed after 5 years, which was in 2008. But till this time, we don't have anything like that. And countries like Malaysia, they have a youth development index. They are calculating the development of their young population on various indicators. Why not, you know, a country which is called as demographic dividend? Why not we are having a, you know, youth development index? We always, you know, finding about human development index or human poverty index. Why not we should have a, you know, youth development index? So that is one of the biggest issues that we are facing.
Right. Madhujit, would you agree with that? You've been dealing with the government trying to get various schools in.
Actually, to be quite honest, they've been quite helpful. I have no issues with them so far. They've been quite helpful.
But
I think no, there's no but here.
Okay.
I think it's because they're also looking for schools, because they themselves realize that there's a problem. That they've been very helpful, that's why. But what I'd say is that there is basically, what I am seeing is, policies have been such in this country that it's not a very entrepreneur friendly country. You basically, everyone has ideas, but then you come under licenses, the issues like at every step of the way. I think if you can clear that up a little bit, I think then you'll be prepared to say that, yeah, you know, when you have the youth population running the place, things will be working out far better, because a lot of more people will come in with ideas. As long as these ideas don't come in because of this, you're not going to move forward.
Right, right. Also, Parul, a lot of the population by then, I wouldn't say 40%, but a significant population would be women.
Absolutely.
So, would we say, I mean, as of now, we don't have a secure and a safe environment, say in Gurgaon,
Absolutely.
where after 8 p.m. they come, because they don't know how to deal with it, so they say, okay, it's best that women just don't come out and work after 8. Where do you see things going, for women especially?
Yeah, so I think young women are now coming into the workforce. They are getting educated. Yeah, we also know that there are fewer of them when you look at the country. But yes, the government now needs to wake up to the need for safety of women. And not only the government, but the corporate places that they are working at have to completely take that responsibility. You know, despite the fact that we say women are equal, they are you know, they are vulnerable to the ills of the society. So if the corporates are taking that additional step of giving flexi hours, of ensuring somebody accompanies them to reach back home, I think it is progressive. It is really great. I know of so many corporates now that are actually giving 5-star facility like creches for women who are working at
I mean, these kind of facilities are available in multinational companies, so why not everybody wake up that yes.
Even in India now we are waking up to the diversity agenda. We know that corporates or the country cannot move ahead if every company takes on the diversity agenda on priority.
So, but adding on to this, what we can also try out is that in southern parts of our own country, we have a certain kind of courses which will be imparted to the students during their school, kind of things, like good touch, bad touch, if anybody is staring at you, what you have to do. So things like that, if we start from the very basic kind of thing, then later on we don't have to face all such kind of things that, okay, why a girl should be accompanied by a boy every time, and it is not possible at all. So we have to, re-strategize our whole educational thing, that this is also a part of our, curriculum, that we have to impart, the students in an overall perspective. So which should be a very good
and very correctly.
Adding to that, I think self-defense,
so
not only for boys but for self-defense across schools irrespective of gender. If we get educated on that, I think we're home.
But again, when you go into bigger cities, say metro, your mind is different. You're used to men and women working together. In smaller towns, the ideas are different. Similarly, even the work, how much of your population is going to go to these big cities and work, because their job opportunities, yes, are more. How much are actually the smaller towns equipped?
In matter of what, like?
As in, okay, let's not talk about safety for women, but as in job opportunities.
There are number of job opportunities available, but exactly nobody can be accommodated to a metropolitan or to a cosmopolitan cities, and that's the idea of entrepreneurship and things like that we are starting up with. So that is also a good idea, but no doubt as we are discussing, that the policy should be youth friendly, so that young people should be given a chance to start up their own careers or as entrepreneurs.
That's how, because he started off his own business, and in I wouldn't say a very small town, now becoming big. But was it a problem to get started?
I'll be honest, I totally agree with Subhajit that when like initially you do get a lot of help from government as well. I mean, I started with Oriental restaurant. There was a lot of recognition that I got. There was a lot of help and encouragement that I received from various government people, like there was Mr. Vivek Atre who was in the administration that time. He helped me out. There are a lot of other people as well. To start off with the new cuisine. So I did my market survey. Before setting up something, I did my feasibility logistics as well.
So you wouldn't say that it's a hindrance to come into smaller towns?
Not at all. Not at all.
Tomorrow if you want to set up in, say, Ludhiana or Amritsar or somewhere,
so
if you do your homework well.
Towns are growing now.
They're growing.
You can see the colleges are there. It's just that these colleges, the system needs to get a little better. In terms of, as Parul ma'am said, that better mentors or better teachers who come into place. Things can be really, really good. For every industry and every field.
Okay, we've actually totally run out of time, but thank you so much for being with me. And in the end, I'll say the very idea of young for many means being carefree and even irresponsible. But India is facing a reality it perhaps had never imagined, that of having the largest number of young people. Now, to see this young force is an opportunity. Things will have to change. First and foremost, the policy makers have to engage the youth, understand them, their needs, even involve them in decisions. That is a prerequisite for India to grow. It has to take the young along. It has no other choice. Well, we leave it at that. Thank you for watching.